We had one school in the borough that faced 2 murders over the spate of 6 months. The young people didn't even have time to mourn a young person, the trauma that these young people have faced. We even have young people that have to walk past shrines to get to school in the morning. And for me, that poses major concerns. It's like going to McDonald's, it's like going to a shop, hearing of a situation of another stabbing. It's just a part of the norm for young people.
There's a lot of gang culture. There's a lot of young people, that's what their aspiration is, to be involved in a gang or to be claimed as part of a gang.
In just the last month, there have been 4 stabbings, 1 shooting and 2 firearms discharged. And locals say Church Street is becoming a new hub for violence. Why have the crime rates spiked again in the previously named knife crime capital, Croydon?
My son was my entire life. My son and me were extremely close. We had various different aspects to our relationship of mother and son, but we were also best friends.
Jermaine Cools was stabbed to death in 2021 when he was just 14. His mother, Lorraine, says more must be done to tackle knife crime. I spoke to Anthony King, who runs community groups that tackle crime, about the reasons behind the increase in violence.
Sadly, children, they're getting younger and younger in terms of carrying knives, etc. And everybody's trying to do what it takes to keep them safe, but children, as I said, they've become desensitized. Some young people just carry it because they've got no father figure in the house. Their mum's working 3 jobs to provide for them and there's no adult figure in the house. But I wouldn't blame services. I think that we've got a generation of young people that we need to try and encourage and steer them in the right direction.
Lorraine describes her son as a good kid who was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Although he was not affiliated with a gang himself, he was killed by a group of gang members whilst he tried to protect his stepbrother from being attacked with a machete.
There's a horrendous mentality amongst a lot of young people in Croydon with a lack of regard for life, just a really poor attitude in general. There's a massive amount of young people in Croydon that carry weapons, whether it's because they think that they'll be safe from an attack whether they've got a weapon with them, or whether it's because they feel like if there's a situation that they're unhappy with, that they've got a weapon to use. And the level of disregard and general aggression and violence that I've seen in Croydon, I haven't encountered in many other boroughs of London.
James Watkins from Maine's World, an organisation aimed at creating a brighter future for young people, explains how they plan to reduce crime rates on Church Street.
And what we've been trying to do as an organisation is go down there, engage with some of the young people. It's a lot of the kids coming from school, really and truly, just trying to find a place to hang out. But as a result of that, a lot of people congregate in that area and it's so easy for something to ignite. So what we do is we go down there and engage with some of the young people, and we've got a hub that we can bring them to do some activities to try to keep them out of the trouble that they're getting involved in down at Church Street.
Both Lorraine and Mr. King point out that even though there are opportunities for young people in Croydon, many still choose to be involved with selling drugs and violent gangs. Anthony recommends what more needs to be done to help steer the youth in a different direction.
I've had a young person tell me, if I can make £4,000 per week selling drugs, why would I want to go and earn £10, £11 per hour? So these are the conflicts and challenges that we have. But again, we're working greatly with the VRU at the moment. The VRU have been doing fantastic work with us in showing young people the failures and what could happen, the loss that they could endure if they think they could make a quick money now versus if they went the right route and the correct route through education and employment and training. My recommendation is check your child before they leave the house. Check the bag. Check the front garden before they leave the house. If a bread knife is missing, if a bun knife is missing, if a butter knife is missing, you've got to check your child. Secondly, I'd always appeal to businesses and organisations to work with us to give young people a further opportunity to get into education, employment and training. Take a chance on a young person. They may have had a challenging background, but they should have a brighter future.